morning. Now called to order the meeting of the members of the New York Job Development Authority doing business as the Empire State Development Corporation for Tuesday, March 10th, 2015. The members have received the written materials in advance of this meeting. You're free to ask questions at any time. As noted on the agenda posted to the internet, we welcome public comment on the items on the following agenda. To ensure maximum opportunity for participation, speakers representing themselves may speak for up to 2 minutes each, and those representing groups may speak for up to 4 minutes, one speaker per group. Speakers' comments may address only items considered at today's meeting. Before we begin with the substantive portion of the meeting, I'd like to ask the members whether anyone has a potential conflict of interest with respect to today's agenda item.
No.
If so, I'd ask you to please make an appropriate disclosure on the record. There has been no disclosure of conflict. We will then be sure that you may recuse yourself from any discussions or vote with regard to such item. So there are none, confirming yet one more time conflicts. Okay. Thank you. I'll ask Ray Salaberios to present the two project items that are on today's agenda. Ray, please begin with the Beets Factory item.
Thank you, Howard. Good morning, everyone. Staff is presenting for board approval a $5,340,000 loan to the Beets Factory, Inc. Total JDA project budget for this project is $8.9 million. This project was presented to the JDA Finance Committee, who approved our going on to the full board for presentation. Gee's Group is Europe's leading fresh produce company. Based in the United Kingdom and established in 1952, it supplies retailers across the United Kingdom, Europe, and the USA. It is a fully vertical, integrated farming and fresh produce process business, covering salad, vegetables, and flowers. Gee's has over 5,000 employees and annual sales equivalent to $600 million as of January 2015. Love Beets was established in the fall of 2010 to market G Fresh's beet products and is a fully owned subsidiary of Gee's Group. Ledestri Foods opened in 1975 as Cantisano Foods, founded by Ralph Cantisano. The Cantisano family founded the Ragu Packing Company in their home in Western New York in 1937. The current owner of Ledestri, Giovanni Ledestri, left the Ragu production floor in 1976, where Mr. Cantisano asked him to manage his new business. Before long, Giovanni convinced Ralph to invest in a small but functional pasta sauce production line. In 1978, he began producing pasta sauce for food services. As business quickly grew, the company relocated to a facility in Rochester, New York. Presently, the company has 3 locations in the Northeast, one in Dundee and in Rochester, and a location in Pensacola, New Jersey. Ledestri had over $490 million in sales in 2014 and employs 690 people in New York and 970 people nationwide. Looking to expand the reach of the Love Beets brand in the United States, Gee's Group identified Ledestri as a potential partner in a beet processing facility located within the country. Beets Factory, Inc., which was founded to receive, process, package, and ship beets across the United States, is owned 50% by Gee's Fresh, 40% by Ledestri Foods, and 10% by Andrew Schwartz, a marketing guru who will handle sales expansion in the domestic market. The company will operate out of a 100,000 square foot facility at 1150 Lee Road in Rochester, currently owned by Ledestri, and the reason why we're bringing this to the board. To renovate the facility and outfit it with the required machinery and equipment, the cost will be $17.1 million. The machinery acquisition, which includes a storage racking system, peelers, forklifts, and laboratory control equipment, will cost $8.9 million, which JDA is considering a 60% loan of $5.3 million. The machinery equipment acquisition will take place in 3 stages: $6.1 million in year 1, $1 million in year 2, $900,000 in year 3, and $900,000 in year 4. As with all JDA projects, full bank financing has to be in place and the project completed before we would disperse any JDA funds. My understanding currently, the bank is M&T Bank, is looking at this project. So we'll be partnering with M&T Bank if the board approves this project. ESD is also considering a 500,000 grant to assist the factory in connecting to the existing sewage infrastructure, and also a potential 500,000 grant to pay down a portion of the JDA loan principal at some time in the future if significant improvements in productivity are made and quantifiable benefits to New York State farmers. Our understanding is that this project will benefit New York farmers, and we expect them to quantify that to us. And if they meet the goals they said they're going to meet, that'll be part of the rationale in dispersing a grant to them.
When you say the goals, what were those goals? I mean, do you...
Well, we're still working. It's productivity goals so far as 30% increase in sales. They say they're going to do $6 to $8 million a year from farmers and then grow every year afterwards. So our expectation is we're going to monitor those sales growth and monitor the amount of business you go into the farms. Every year, the loan will be dispersed in 4 segments, so every year they'll get part of their money. If they meet the goals. If they don't meet the goals, we'll wait till the following year. It's $125,000 per year based on where we schedule it out. The first year, obviously, they're going to be just ramping it up. So from year 1 to year 2 is when we'll start looking at the goals and making sure they meet the goals. The state of New Jersey, where Ledestri also has an existing facility in Passamaquoddy, has offered the Beats Factory $11.4 million in potential grants and tax incentive to locate there. The company is considering both New York's and New Jersey's offers and making a decision, and a low interest rate from JDA will be an integral part of what New York State will offer the company. With the approval of the project, JDA will facilitate the creation of 89 full-time jobs by 2018 and 140 full-time jobs by 2020. Furthermore, as mentioned before, New York State beet growers can expect annual sales of $6 to $8 million to the company 3 years after disbursement of the loan. G's Fresh and Ledestri Foods are financially strong, with a history of being profitable, and combined sales all increasing over a 3-year period. Based on projections provided for the Beet Factory Inc., the new operation will generate sufficient cash flow to service all the projected debt by the first full year of operations. So based on a 1A- rating and the guaranteeing companies currently generating sufficient cash flow from operations to service all the projected debt, staff believes that both companies are fiscally strong and recommends approval of the project. We're open to any questions.
When you said that, are they going to be paying initially, or is it going to be a deferred initial payment until the factory actually starts producing?
No, we're gonna principal and interest at disbursement.
At disbursement,
Right.
it's going to start?
Yes.
And that's going to be paid by the guarantors, I'm
Well,
assuming, right?
the expectation is that by the end of year 1, in the middle of year 1, they'll be up and running,
Mhm.
and so any shortfalls we expect to be provided by the guarantors, and they have said so in our conversations.
Now, just a minute ago, you said M&T Bank, but in here it says Royal Bank of Scotland.
Royal Bank of Scotland is G's Fresh current bank. One of the things we're going to require is, because G's Fresh is a foreign company, we're going to require a letter of credit as part of their guarantee. So the Royal Bank of Scotland will probably provide the letter of credit on their behalf.
And the letter of credit would be for what period of time?
Well, to the life of the loan, and there's 50% of the portion they're guaranteeing.
And the life of the loan is 5 years?
5 years.
Okay.
10 years, excuse me, 10 years.
They can do a 10-year loan?
Well, they can do 5. I understand we can do a 5-year letter of credit with a renewal. That was my understanding.
Yeah? Okay.
And there'll be fees involved, and we spoke to the company about the fees involved. They don't seem to be worried about it. Maybe the bank's not going to charge them fees, although I doubt it. Yeah, but
Yeah.
they seem to have a good relationship with them.
This is a takeout loan, right? And
Yes.
the project will be completed before we get it.
We are contemplating 2 scenarios. One scenario is we'll wait 4 years until all the machinery and equipment is purchased and then take them out. Or the other scenario would be every year as they bring us the receipt saying we purchased this part of the project and M&T has dispersed funds, we'll disperse yearly. And then at the end of 4 years, we'll group them all into one note at the prevailing rate at the end of the 4th year.
And so that would also mean the letter of credit would be start to, it would grow as in fact
Yes,
the first
yes,
Mr.
yes.
So is this a done deal, or they're still weighing their options?
I wouldn't say it's a done deal. I think that moving to Jersey poses challenges for the company. There is much more infrastructure cost moving to Jersey. In New York State, they have a facility that's ready to go. In Jersey, they have to make some additional renovations to the facility. I had a conversation with them, sewage. I had a conversation with them about New Jersey tax credits, and, you know, not to talk bad about the folks in New Jersey, because I like
It's
folks in
okay.
Jersey, but their tax credits aren't what they are caught up to be. So when we went through them and we offered them the Excelsior and the grants, we realized that our low-interest loan is much more than what Jersey's giving them, because Jersey's giving tax credits. So they would have to come out of pocket for the entire project. And that was a good factor on our point.
Any other questions or comments from members?
Mr. Chairman,
Yeah.
this is Jim Bays, the first Deputy Commissioner at the Department of Agriculture and Markets. I'm here representing Commissioner Richard Ball. I just first of all wanted to say that we appreciate the continuing effort that Raphael is providing toward agriculture. This is, we've had a chance to look this over. We feel very positive about it. It's wonderful to see that their intentions, apparently as expressed, are to try to source most of their beets eventually locally. That obviously provides an opportunity for farmers, particularly there in the central and western part of the state, to provide product. And it also looks like it will be a significant lift, or could be a significant lift to farmers in general in the area. So I just wanted to put on record that we've had a chance to review this and feel quite positive about it.
Great, thank you, appreciate it. Sorry, Dawn.
Jim, thank you for the kudos, but I want to make sure that I give credit to my colleagues, John Bozick and Robert Kwan. John and I have been traveling the state to different farms, and Rob has been very instrumental in keeping us in line. So none of these projects would have happened without Robert and John's participation.
Noted.
Has
Thank
he
you
eaten
all.
his beets?
This project hits a lot of our economic development priorities: agriculture, fresh food and nutrition, tradable sectors, Eastman Business Park, which I know has been a big priority for the Finger Lakes Regional Council. So thank you all for bringing this project forward. It's exciting, I think. Any comments from the public? No. Is there a motion to approve this project?
Motion.
A second?
Second.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any
Aye.
opposed? Great. Any opposed? Do we ask for abstentions? No abstention? Motion carried.
Right.
Okay, great, thank you. Ray, will you take us through the second project?
Yes, thank you. The second project before the members is Ronnie Brook Farm Dairy. Ronnie Brook Farm Dairy is requesting a JDA loan in the amount of $960,000, which equals 60% of total project cost of $1.6 million. This project was also presented to the JDA Finance Committee, who gave its approval to move forward to a full presentation to the board. Ronnie Brook Farm Dairy was established in 1941 by the Osfosky family. It has remained a family-owned farm since that time. The current operators are brothers Rick and Ronnie. Ronnie Brook began bottling milk in glass bottles and making quality, value-added dairy products in 1991. Since the early 90s, Ronnie Brook has identified and built a lucrative market niche, providing high-quality and high-value-added dairy products to upscale, discerning consumers in the greater New York City region. In order for the company to continue to expand, it is seeking assistance in investing $1.6 million in capital improvements in order to grow its output by increasing the hours of operation of their processing plants. This will allow greater output and cut operating costs. The solar electric system will allow Ronnie Brook a greater level of autonomy from the electric grid. 2 additional milk delivery trucks will allow Ronnie Brook to keep transportation costs in-house, as right now they're farming some of their distribution outside of the company, and be more flexible with its delivery schedule. Ronnie Brook will also be making improvements to expand its green market capacity. The company has also provided a list of the capital improvements, and the cost breakdown and partial list is provided for the board's review. At the completion of the project, 47 full-time jobs will be retained, and 27 new jobs will be created over a 3-year period. When Ronnie Brook successfully completes the proposed project, Ronnie Brook Management expects that the company will experience a substantial increase in total revenue and profitability. The increase in profitability will stem from heightened capacity to meet the growing demand for its products. At this point, management has been clear with us that they have to turn business away because they don't have the capacity to meet the demand. Ronnie Brook sales and profitability have been increasing over the 3-year period and are expected to trend upward, enabling it to pay back the JDA loan. So based on a 1A rating, which is the best rating a company can get through our JDA review, the company currently generates sufficient cash flow from operations to service the debt, and staff believes that there are adequate collateral and guarantees to mitigate the risk involved with the request, and so we propose approval of the project. Thank you.
Great, thank you. Any questions or comments from members?
I would just say we spent time on this in the Finance Committee, and we all were very happy with it. We think it's a great project.
Great. Any questions or comments from the public? As none, hearing none. Is there a motion to approve this project?
So moved.
Second.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
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 Any opposed? Carried. We need a motion to adjourn, I suppose?
Yes.
We
Motion.
do. So moved or adjourned. Thank you.
Thank you.
Boy, 2 good projects. That was very uneventful.
Yes.
Thanks, folks.